My next guest is none other than the J. Blake White.
Purpose is not a destination. It's the moments that we have to do what God has called us to do and to be present. When you do that, you're in purpose.
J. Blake, you have recently used your musical talents to release an EP. What was your inspiration behind creating this project?
The whole point of the project is so that way, one, I can share my faith and do it with creativity attached to do it with one of my most comfortable forms of art, music, right? Like I want to have a way to evangelize and share the gospel.
And sometimes music can bring you onto big stages. One big stage that you were just recently on is The Voice.
The mental process of getting on that stage is wild because there's so many different elements that people don't see on television. Singers always need to be prepared to sing. You know, on the drop of a dime, you have to work on your catalog. You also have to work on a catalog that best suits you. This is my best. Being okay with sharing your best.
One of those songs that you have on there, which is one of my favorites, is Wildest Dreams. I would love to know for you, J. Blake, what is your wildest dreams?
Oh my God, that's such a big question. No. My wildest dream, man, is...
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hitting Your Mark, a show where I get to sit down with creative people who I believe are definitely hitting their mark. And my next guest today, he is a host, an artist, actor, and a producer. And he also has the last name White, so you know that he is destined for greatness. My next guest is none other than the J. Blake White. What's going on, man?
Yo, so what's up, man? Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely, thanks for being on the platform with me, bro.
This is awesome.
Really,
I appreciate it.
Come on now. Yes, sir. I appreciate you. You know, taking time out your busy schedule. You know, you big time now, man.
Church.
You big
I don't know
time.
about all that, but it is busy. So.
You big time out here. You know, been on big platforms. You got the EP and stuff out. You know, we gonna get into that though. We gonna get into it.
Man, you are. I wouldn't have had it any other way. Like I respect your creativity and how you're, you know, going about executing these days and just everything. And so like, I was like, yo, like say less. I'm there. It's just a matter of when, but like the timing to align, but I knew I was coming through, fam. So
Come on
I'm
now.
excited to be here.
Yes, sir. I love it. I appreciate you rocking with your boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For today, after a conversation that we had, I feel like the topic that I want to focus on is creatively merging music and film.
Yeah.
Yes, after our conversation, this seems like this is something that you're passionate about. It's something that I've been actually passionate about too. So I feel like it could be a dope conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
But I first want to start talking about the music. So where did your love of music first come from?
Well, I know we got the same last name, no relation, but we have similar backgrounds, believe it or not.
Okay.
So I was born in Fort Wayne, Indiana, but raised in Memphis, Tennessee. And my father was a pastor before he passed away.
Okay, so you're a PK too?
And yes, and his father was a pastor and did some incredible work in the NAACP and like built housing through his, like, they were Baptists. Not Church of God in Christ. We became Church of God in Christ when I moved to Memphis after, you know, like the separation, all that.
Okay.
But like growing up, I grew up in a family of, my dad was one of 9 and all of them served in the church. Like every last one of those kids.
Got to.
was at my grandfather's church. Wow. And man, just grew up as a church kid and grew up with music all around me. I think, you know, all of my aunts and uncles, all that on his side, they all sing. Even on my mom's side, some of my cousins and family, they sing too. But my grandfather, late Reverend Jesse White, he was a singer. His church had albums. They did, like, you can find it on YouTube, all the things.
Yeah.
And so it's just down in my blood. And I saw kind of like the social impact that he was trying to have, the momentum and everything like that, and that he gained while he was in ministry. He just kind of used it as a vehicle, used the arts as a vehicle for him to accomplish things in his community. And I love that. And so that became, you know, what I wanted to do. I didn't know, like, you know, it wasn't just music. It would turn into acting. It would turn into all these other cool things. But yeah, so I grew up singing in church.
There we go.
Leading worship in church, singing in school, high school, like the whole thing. A lot of similarities in our path.
There you go. Definitely similarities, being PKs and growing up in church right there.
Yes,
I didn't know that about you. So
and I'm still a PK because my mother remarried, and my stepfather right now is also a pastor.
He's a pastor. So it's just in you for real.
So church,
you can't run away from
Jesus,
it.
We're here. We are here, church. Golly.
Come on now, I love it. But now that I know that, that you've grown up in church, you're a PK, what part of being in church, what part did that play in nurturing that creativity, right? Like, I know that you're probably in the praise team. I know that they probably threw you in skits and all of that. You was doing all that. Did that play a big part in nurturing that?
Absolutely, man.
Nice.
I think there's no better training ground than the church.
Yes, sir.
Because you learn improv, you learn recovery, all the things, man. Like you gonna get a data boy and a take your time, baby.
Yes.
You gonna get all that. And so I think that being able to express myself, I learned how to express myself. I learned how to express my faith.
Nice.
I learned leadership and what that looked like. I also learned I would even say innovation.
Okay.
Innovation too, creatively and all that, and how to execute that within the bounds of faith and religion and all of that. But then also, like, I thank God for my path too, being able to step outside of those walls and being able to exercise there too. So now when I am going about something faith-centered, I can look at it from a lens other than just the four walls of the church.
Come on now.
So yeah.
There we go. I love that. And yeah, I think church is definitely that, like you said, it is that training ground, bro, of like going out into that real world. Yeah. Like
Church.
learning to improv, learning to, if you wasn't an actor, you was going to become an actor.
Yeah. Listen,
in church.
if you wasn't a leader, you gonna be a leader today. We need somebody to read the scripture, and it's you. Like,
Exactly.
it's like me. No, but I'm really grateful. I'm so grateful. I think the older I get, the more mature I become, the more grateful I am for like a firm foundation, not just in like church and, Christendom, but also like in what it looks like in leadership and what it looks like to move throughout the world, operating in faith and still going after like dreams and desires and, and things that we have in our heart, our God-given desires. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for my heritage. Like, not everybody gets to say like they're a part of different legacies and things like that. And, and yours, there's no hierarchy in that. It's just like, oh no, if you look at your white lineage, your last name and my white lineage, it's like, yo, like there is some really cool work that has been done historically to be the make and model of who you are today.
Come on now.
And so I'm now like resting in that and being like, yo, like that's so good, and how can I keep that going? And yeah.
Yes, sir. I love that, bro. With you having these musical gifts and musical talents, and yes, it was birthed and nurtured in church, did you ever feel the pressure to keep that gift within church and not go out into the world? Or did you always feel that push that, you can bring God out there into the world as well, like into the corporate world?
I never really looked at it as two separate things.
I love it.
I don't know why. And the reason why, I really don't know why. I think because of my upbringing, my mom always had my sister and I in the arts. Like, my uncle, who's very similar to your Uncle Jason, his name is Marshall White. He has a performing arts like academy school. Like he literally trains up choirs to go and compete overseas, and they win medals and gold and like I think it's like the choir Olympics, and like they go to Russia, they go to Japan, they go all these different things. And so because of my upbringing, technically growing up in a single parent home, my mom was like, oh no, there won't be any deficit. You guys aren't able to go and do that back in Indiana. We're gonna make sure it's available in Memphis, and you guys can go and do that. And so the performing arts and all of that, I think church just gave me a safe place to be able to cultivate that. It was an additional safe place to do that. And so I never looked at it like, how do you, Yeah, I never looked at it like that. But now that I'm older, I am constantly filtering it through like, okay, obviously people know me for leading worship and people know me like, like for all these different avenues of sharing my faith. What does that look like to tie that back into my greater purpose?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, and I think that, you don't have to only use your gift within the four walls of the church to still honor God, right?
Right.
Like you can come out with an album, you can come out with an EP
Yeah.
like you did, and you might not say the word God or you might not say the word Jesus, whatever in it, but it still honors God with what you sing about,
Yeah.
right? What you write about. You know,
Yes.
you're not out here degrading women or you're not,
Right.
talking crazy or whatever like that. You're putting uplifting stuff out there, right?
Absolutely. I think Christianity too that's our moral and ethical compass, right?
Nice.
But then also we're living, to live again in addition to that. And so like I think now I've just been way more purpose driven with what I do.
Okay.
And that is a scary thing because given some of the opportunities that you come across, it's like, yeah, I don't really know. It's like with what I'm building, if this is a match, if that aligns with me, church,
Yeah.
I don't know. But, I now just have the barometer. It's on the back of my head and like, how can I use this? What is it? It's all about now. We have to be even more strategic with the arts and even more strategic with the things that God gives us and puts before us and the ideas and things like that. So that way he gets the glory.
There we go. I love that. I feel like, God, even though, I'm not, only going to be doing church plays or church movies or whatever like that, but still the stuff that I say yes to still has to align with who I am. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're not going to just be singing in the four walls of church and just be leading worship. But if somebody wants you to hop on a song, if somebody wants you to hop on something, I got to know, what's that song you want me to sing though,
And unfortunately, I've been in the mix of all of that. Like I'm still, I'm just now getting to this place like within my career where it's like, I don't want to do that because it just doesn't make sense.
Right.
It don't make sense for me, like all of that. But, yeah.
We'll move on. We'll move on.
Church.
Man, but Jay Blake, you have recently used your musical talents to release an EP, right? And I got a chance to listen to it. It's pretty dope. Congratulations on that, man. Congratulations. What was your inspiration behind creating this project?
Yeah, so I took a 5-year break from like music altogether because I wanted to produce short films and I wanted to host and and out here in LA you gotta have a few different jobs, man. So if you gonna make it. No, so this was actually my third EP that I really
Nice.
And I did one where I was in Memphis. That was my first one and finished it up out here, and then I produced another one out here, released it 5 years ago. It was in 2020.
Okay.
And then this one now. And so I knew I would like return, do like another musical release. It was just the timing. And in every industries there are, there's great momentum and then there's not such great momentum. And actually I was in a place, bro, where I was just kind of musically stuck and like could not figure out, okay, what's the sound gonna be? What am I like writing? Halfway finished songs. Like it was just these concepts until my cousin, Evan White, E. White, I was like, bro, like he moved out here from Miami. And I was like, play me some tracks. Like I gotta get out of this creative funk and being like stifled. And so he began to play me some tracks, some fire tracks, some of what you heard. Excuse me. And if you let if you let Evan tell it, he will let you know like some of that stuff was like old.
Really?
Like very old. Cause he's always cooking. He's always cooking up. So he was just like, yeah, I'll play you this, I'll play you that. And I was like, I hear something. And he played me that and I was like, yo, I got something.
Nice.
And it just came together. We started working on the project a year ago. summer of last year, we got the first song. We got Wildest Dreams.
There you go. Come on, the favorite.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. And so Wildest Dreams is crazy because one of my good friends, Connor Coughlin, who's another artist, another worship leader, wrote that song, and he was writing on it. It wasn't finished. It was kind of finished, but not. And I was like, let me have it. Give me that one. Give me that one. And so
if you ain't gonna
use it. He gave me that one. I took it, and it is now what you hear on the record.
Nice.
And I knew that I always wanted that to be my album opener because it's just a test of, it's your perspective that you have to have while you're pursuing. You gotta know that God is for you, not against you. You gotta know that he can blow your mind. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's in the works. It's in the works. And so I needed a song of declaration just to get me through hard times, hard times and to keep me in a position of faith and know that the best is yet to come. And it's beyond the wildest dream.
Come on now. It is beyond your wildest dreams. What's to come? Come on now.
So we got that. We started working on tracks and they just started cooking up. And Evan is also extremely busy. He's worked with some incredible artists. Like his roster is getting crazy.
Nice.
So I was really blessed that he would take time after a long day of being an engineer for some of the craziest artists, like the Kanyes and like all the different people. Like he was like, no, like come through and like, record, get the idea out. And so we got it out and we just kept doing it, repetition. And I'm just super thankful for him believing in me, and we got a finished product and we got to finish a record. And Wildest Dreams was a full song, but we broke it up to tell a story.
Got you. It's like a 3-part kind of.
Yeah, but it's actually a full song. There's a second verse and everything.
Okay. So it's a full song that y'all just broke up into, and you called it just interludes.
Yeah, we created it and made it a story. I was like, I feel like if the project, the EP is going to be called Testimony and Purpose, we want to be able to interweave these songs because the whole point of the project is so that way, one, I can share my faith and do it with creativity attached, do it with one of my most comfortable forms of art, music, right? Like I want to have a way to evangelize and share the gospel. But then also, when you do that, you're in purpose.
There we go.
Whether it is making a movie, whether it is creating, music, whatever that looks like. And I was like, the project is Testimony and Purpose. So every time somebody hears this, I'm in purpose. Every time they walk away encouraged, I'm in purpose. And, we feel like, Ben, the moments that like the purpose is not a destination. It's just not a destination, bro. It is.
Come on, preach.
It's the moments that we have to do what God has called us to do and to be present and to really, really, really operate in the call for that moment. It could be you at the grocery store, bro, and you see a lady and you just overheard she didn't have enough to purchase those groceries. Yeah. And because you heard it and you have it, that's your purpose for the day.
Right.
For the day, for the moment.
Putting that on your heart
put it and being sensitive enough to share and being sensitive enough and not sensitive, sensitive enough to hear the voice of God. Like, I think this is put me in, coach. Yeah. I'm there. Wow. That's what Testimony and Purpose is all about. It's literally a declaration, proclamation, call to my brothers and sisters to have the mindset of put me in, coach.
Come on, put me in, coach.
Yeah, get in the game. Yeah. And that can be on whatever scale you feel like it needs to be on. Like, it doesn't have to be the grandiose of podcasts. It doesn't have to be the grandiose of, having the best engineer. Like, whatever it is, it's just like, no, here I am, God, send me, put me in there.
Come on now, put me in, coach. Man, you just said so many beautiful things in that, bro.
I'm sorry, now I talk a lot. Church, I share a lot, church. No.
It's a talk show.
Okay, good.
We gotta talk. But I love what you said about purpose, though, right? About how purpose is not a destination. And I feel like for me, early on, I definitely used to think that, right? Like purpose is only when I've hit a certain amount of money in my bank account. Purpose is only once I've won an Oscar. Purpose is only once I've done a big movie with Denzel Washington. But no, purpose is all about the journey of me living in truth in my gifts and using them to glorify God. That is purpose. Me showing up today, turning these cameras on and having this conversation with you is living in purpose.
That's it.
So I feel like that definitely is encouragement for people out there, is that, purpose, I like that. That purpose is not a destination.
No.
You know, that just might be the headline of this whole joint
today.
Yeah,
man.
You know?
And it's I think it removes, when you take on that mindset, it really removes the anxieties that we have as creatives to fulfill the call on our lives. It really takes away like the pressure, the anxiety of like, oh, I'm missing the mark, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be. No, like if you're sensitive enough to move through this world and be like, okay, this is what I hope to accomplish today. That may or may not happen, but you know, what are the little moments? What are the, man, I was literally just supposed to meet whoever today.
Yeah.
I was that's what the day was about. And I was blessed by that. When you're truly, I think when you truly have your ears kind of inclined to what it looks like to be in these spaces, you are content. Like you're content and you're satisfied. Your spirit is like full. It's full. We just talked about, you know, the other, like the Night Song project. We talked about that. And I was like, man, I did that and I was super full. Because of the season I had just come out of. And I was like, man, like this is great.
Come on now.
It's filling me up.
This
was the purpose.
There you go. And that's what it's all about too. Like when you're creative and you have your faith and your root. Those things that you wanna be a part of. You don't want to feel like you're just pouring out to it, it's draining and all that, but it's pouring something back into you too, right? Like that inspiration and that motivation to keep going. And it feels like you're doing something great out here,
right?
And you're uplifting God and stuff at the same time of it. You talked about a little bit of the inspiration of this is the inspiration in, you know, that song of Wildest Dreams, right? And not putting a cap on God and knowing that God can, you know, he can blow your mind with things that, you know, he'll bring to pass to your life. Do you feel like there has been moments before where you were on the other side and you did kind of put a limit on God and you played small and you didn't dream big before?
Yeah.
Or were you always this dreaming big guy?
I think it's half and half, sadly.
Okay.
I am a person that's just like, dang, like there's the anything can happen side to me, and then there's also like the realist side of me.
I feel you.
And the realist side to me, you have to be careful because you don't want to be cynical, right? Like you don't want to be, you don't want to develop pessimistic. Like no, like I'm a pretty vibrant, joyful, like but there are circumstances where I'm just like, okay, I realize that there is a great amount of work and depth and consistency that is required to achieve anything of great success.
Exactly.
Like, so for me, I think I was watching this interview with Will Smith, like, you know, and he was talking about people really don't get that in order to get an A, to go from a B to an is this extreme amount of effort. And so sometimes in life, as I'm going for like different things, you know, I have to be really careful because I want to make sure, you're doing the work. You did just as much to be able to achieve what that person achieved. It may just have been the wrong season. It could have just not been your time, whatever it is, but there's a great amount of work, feet to your faith that you got to put in to have. And so that's the season that I'm in. So
there we go. I love that. Hey, we want to take a brief pause from the conversation to talk about the sponsor of today's episode, which is us, A to D. Are you looking to create content, but you don't even know where to begin with the gear? Or maybe you started to create content, but you're trying to up the quality a little bit? Well, this offer is for you.
Stop stressing. We know y'all be stressing about what equipment you need to shoot content. Stop it.
Come on.
We're going to show up with all the equipment you need with the ability to shoot multiple pieces of content across multiple social platforms. This allows you to produce higher quality content, be more efficient,
what else?
And buy back your time.
There you go. Come on now. And we've done this for different people like business owners, entrepreneurs, and even ministries, and the results speak for themselves. So if you're trying to up the quality of your content, hit the link in in the description so we can take you from A to B.
Let's go.
Back to the conversation. If we're talking about your musical journey here, you put out this great EP, and sometimes music can bring you onto big stages. One big stage that you were just recently on is The Voice.
Yeah,
right? That is a dream come true for a lot of people to be on that type of stage, and you were on it.
This is The Voice.
Yeah. Come on now, we got the new.
That's the theme song.
Yeah, we got the new theme song singer right here. You know what I'm saying? That's you.
Y'all call me, church.
Lay down that track for us. But well, first, congratulations on that. That's definitely
Thank you, man.
That's definitely a big deal for sure.
Thank you.
But what was that process like? Even like getting to that stage and getting to that opportunity.
I would say the mental process, because the mental process of getting on that stage is wild, because there's so many different elements that people don't see on television.
Yeah.
There was a clip. Do you know Steve Mackey?
I've heard of him. Yeah, like a vocal coach.
Yeah, like he's a vocal coach. Exactly. I interviewed him on a red carpet as a host, like for another. It was another event, and he was on the red carpet, and I talked to him, and he was sharing like some of the things that I believe got me ready for The Voice. And he was talking about how like singers always need to be prepared to sing. You know, on the drop of a dime, you have to work on your catalog. You also have to work on a catalog that best suits you. You know, like your book of auditions. Like when we walk into a room and we audition, and like there's have some monologues ready, or have for musical theater buffs. Like like myself, I love musical theater, and it's like build your book over time. And I think that the vocal stamina and the mental wherewithal that you need to be in a situation like The Voice comes off of your preparation like that. Like, like I know music, I know artists. If I don't know the song like lyrically, like verbatim, like I know the melody. I know like there are things that help you connect to these songs, and you've been singing them and conditioning yourself. And so like to be on that show, it made me feel super prepared with some of that work. The process itself is it's a production just like any other production. So you go through several different things that get you prepared to be on national TV. And I will say this, I did not feel unprepared being on the show. Nice. And with some of the other shows that I have been a part of and done, there are some moments where you just don't feel prepared. And because it is reality television, that adds to the entertainment of the show. Gotcha. You being like, details being left out and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, like producers, I'm a producer, so I know. And so it's like, dang. But on The Voice, it was absolutely incredible from the dynamic of preparation and, production and feeling good to be on that stage.
There we go. I love that, bro. You talked about preparation. You said that quote that Steve Mackey said of a singer should always be prepared to sing, right? I feel like an actor should always be prepared to act. I'll go to it's funny, I went to an open mic recently, and it was like poets going up and stuff, doing poetry. But even though I knew that I never put my name in a hat or something like that, but like, I don't know why, there's just something about me that my mind is like, oh, what monologues do I have? Like just have something ready, it's just a thing about me for some reason. And I feel like I am a guy of preparation. So, do you feel like you, even though like, I don't know why you laughing at me.
No, that's great. No, I love this. I love learning too at the same time. Okay, you're a guy of preparation.
I am. Even if I'm at, I don't know, bro. It's just a weird thing about me. Like anytime I'm at like anything where people are performing, like there's just something that just goes on my mind of just like at the drop of a hat, just be ready to do something. And
do you feel like, and I'm asking you a question now, do you feel like your position on being prepared keeps you from just diving in head first and learning off the cuff and sharing off the cuff? Do you feel like you take on that same mindset equally? Like, no, be prepared, but then also be prepared to just dive in. Like, do you take on that position too?
No. So like me, because again, I am a guy of preparation. So like, I know for me, my best foot forward is my most prepared self. Like my best self is my best prepared self.
I love that.
You get me? So when it comes down to anything, like for instance, recently, you know, before my godson was born, at my cousin's baby shower, like I knew, like she didn't tell me that that she wanted me to come up and speak, but like I knew that I was probably gonna say something.
You're probably gonna say something.
So,
Yeah,
like,
you
on
can
the
feel
way
that.
there,
Yeah.
on the way there, in my mind, I'm going, okay, I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna go to this point. I'm gonna say this point, and then I'm
Yes.
gonna end here.
Yeah.
Like nobody else does that, but like for me,
No,
I just go in there knowing like I just want to be prepared because
Yes.
me just grabbing a mic and coming in front of people. Yes, I'm like charismatic and I'm like good at being in front of people.
Yes.
But like it's gonna be a lot of filler words. I'm gonna be trying to reach and grab something.
Yeah,
but like
no.
Benjamin
Absolutely.
White's best self is his prepared self. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
There are very few cases where like I'm just blindly like
Yeah.
jumping in. But because I do have like certain skills that I can fall back on, because I do have reps of doing things, like I can just do it sometimes. But like if you want to see the best Ben, like
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Give him space to prepare.
yes.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree.
Are you-
No, I think I thrive in both.
Okay.
I don't know why. Like, I think
I thrive in preparation,
yeah,
bro. I just do.
I thrive in preparation. If there is space and opportunity for me to be prepared,
Yeah.
then yeah, I'm going to do my best to knock it out of the park. If there is, I feel like over the last 5-6 years with all of my jobs and things like just the different things that I
Yeah.
got my hand in, especially on the hosting side.
Okay.
And on the producer side, it allows you to prepare and build a team.
Gotcha.
I can do that. But talent-wise, church, I be having to just lean in.
Yeah.
First off, churches are not having rehearsals as frequently as they did.
Oh man. Sunday morning sometimes.
So
you
Sunday
know?
morning, okay, we're gonna have the rehearsal now. Got it. We're
Yeah.
gonna so the time of preparation outside of your everyday workflow, you've got to find those pockets. If you go to the gym or whatever that looks like, okay, you got to be reviewing music there. You got to be
Yeah.
listening to the pattern there. You can't do it at the the day of. You don't get a separate evening to just rehearse music anymore. So
Exactly.
in the realm of music to acting, it's like, yeah, like I prepared, I know my script, I know the story, I know how it's gonna go, but
Exactly.
there's still elements of improv and elements of following direction and
sure.
from a director and things like that you just got to be willing to just let go of, well, I prepared it this way. And
Yeah.
I prepared it, I saw it going like this.
That's hilarious.
And
That's the quickest way to get fired.
Right,
too, by
that's
the way.
the quickest way to get fired. You don't want to be married to anything that you prepared.
Right.
You just want to have the knowledge of what it is you're there to do, what the lay of the land is, and give it to the moment. So I think lately over the last 5 years, I've really been being stretched in the off the cuff, in the moment, which is why I feel like a lot of people like reach out for me to do
Yeah.
different gigs and stuff like that, because you're like, oh yeah, you're charismatic, you know how to handle a crowd, like when it comes to the hosting and all these things. But for every live event producer, for anything that you're producing, you provide the talent with script.
Exactly.
You provide them with, okay, this is to run a show. This is what we're going to do. Even today, like you prepared me, you was like, yeah, this is what we're going to talk
Yeah,
about.
right.
Da, 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 da. And so like, I look over it, I'm like, I feel comfortable with this.
Right.
I trust you. You're like, you're like family. So it's like, I'm like, we're good.
We gonna have a good conversation,
We're gonna
you
have
know?
a great conversation, and it's not because I'm not knowledgeable, because I didn't look through it. It's
Yeah.
because no, I'm trusting of this moment, and I know, I'm grounded.
Yeah, and it's in you. You
It's
don't have
in
to
me.
necessarily rehearse everything you're gonna say today, but
Right.
but you know that whatever he's gonna ask me, like it's in my memory banks. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it'll just come out.
But I do think there is valuable validity, if I can just validate and speak on how valuable it is for our generation to be prepared in these spaces.
Yeah.
I think that is super up to par. That's what keeps you shining, because I think there are a lot of people who just want to step into a space and just grab a mic
Right.
or see where it lands,
Exactly.
rather than have a calculated, formula to their talent, and I think that's what makes the best experience sometimes too, is like, no, we plan for this, we plan for this, and there are nice little surprises in between, but we're still on track, we're still, hitting the marks and all of that. And
Hitting your mark.
Hitting the mark, exactly. So yes, I think that I'm 50-50, and you want to grow, you want to get better every day.
Exactly, and I love that. And I feel like that's the reason why I am so on preparation, because especially with acting, no, I'm not a guy of like, oh, this is what I'm doing, this is what I prepared. But for me, like, say me knowing all of my lines, me knowing all of my scene partners' lines, like, yes, now when I come to acting, I'm not thinking about the line. So it adds some type of freedom to me to where I can make all the choices and I can do all the things.
Yeah.
But if I come in not prepared, not really knowing my lines and stuff like that, then you're just gonna get a subconscious Ben, a self-conscious Ben that's just thinking about his lines, and I can't really like be present with you and stuff right now. So I feel like when we do prepare, it enables for us to be more free and to try more stuff.
No, I love that.
But I feel like too on preparation, like, which we'll move on, but I love this conversation.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is good.
But I feel like when you prepare the skills though, like you're able to be ready for moments when you just jump into something. Right. So like I remember if we're talking about Will Smith also talked about with when Fresh Prince first happened, right? Of like how he was just at Quincy Jones's home and he had like the network execs, whatever like that. And all of a sudden they're like, let's do an audition. Let's do it right now.
Right.
And Will was like, what? Like,
and he had never like done any acting.
Yeah, he never really done acting. He was like, bro, I'm not an actor. Like, give me a week. Give me some time.
Let me find a coach.
Yeah, right. Let me do all that. You know what I'm saying? And Quincy was like, bro, like, what's gonna happen if we wait a week? It's gonna be pushing it back another week. It's gonna be pushed back another month, and it's never gonna happen. But he just jumped out and did it. But for me, I feel like, boom, if I was in that room with Quincy Jones, like, let's do it, because I've prepared so much and I have different monologues ready, because I've been in theater, because I've done this, I'm able to then jump into something that is new, if that makes sense. I've done that before preparation to where now I can improv or I can just come into something because I have these skills and these tools to lean back on.
I love it. I think that preparation, especially for our generation, it is just a part of the work. It's a part of the work. And I think as human beings, as men, like those are one of the things that set us apart from just the mediocrity of what can be found out in the internet world, all these different places, like on the internet, like there's a lot of that there, and I think that we both comes from backgrounds where family, friends, coaches, teachers, instructors, they challenge you to operate in that space, and so I think it's kudos for that to you, to myself, to any creative out there that's like, okay, how can what do I want the best experience to look like?
There we go.
With whatever it is that I'm going after. And so when it comes back to The Voice, it was like, no, I want to know this song, and or whatever song that they give you, like whatever that looks like. I want to know the song, but I also want to be prepared, like if there's a change up, or like if I have an opportunity to do a different arrangement, or like, what does that look like, and not being married, to that. And and so,
There you go. Preparation definitely opens the doors for a lot of different ways for you to, still go off the cuff. And still, and still come up with something beautiful. You don't only have...
You shine when you're prepared. Amen. You shine when you're prepared.
Exactly.
Amen.
You shine when you're prepared. I mean, I just feel like there's something beautiful about watching something and you can tell that, like, it was prepared. Like... Boom, me coming to see Night Song, like that show that you guys did at the museum, like you can tell that it was prepared, it was something that was put together. And it seemed like it was, of course, there's like, it's live theater. There's always beautiful things that you're discovering every night, doing different things. But like, y'all weren't up there like forgetting lyrics, or you weren't up there like, oh, what's my blocking? Like it was well put together.
Nowhere to be, nowhere to stand, the lighting cue, all the different things that's gonna make a fantastic production, make you look your best, and make others enjoy you in that space. Because if you step into a lighting cue, like if you step into the light and you're not where you're supposed to be, nobody's gonna enjoy that. They'll be like, it's dark and she over there.
I can't even see you.
I can't even see you, bro. Like, it's wild. But you just said something that really like resonated with me. It's kind of like when you go to a restaurant and you have a dish prepared.
Come on.
Church, this recipe is like, can you imagine something like, well, we just gonna put a little bit of that and a little bit of that in there and just hope that.
Hope
no,
you like
like
it.
there's a recipe, there's meat you probably gotta take out of the fridge. Like, you know, you gotta make this thing and finesse it to where whoever is digesting it, and that's with anything in life. That's sermons, that's worship, that is, you know, this album. Like we started preparing a year ago and I knew I was gonna do it. I didn't know like the timing as far as, okay, when's the right time to release this? Because I struggle with that too. Like, when's the right time to release the art?
Oh, come on,
you know,
let's talk about it.
But you'll be working on it forever. And it's like, no, you've been cooking and you've been prepared and you have a certain level of barometer of excellence that you operate in. That's another thing too. It may take me 5 years, but my quality, I ain't gonna skimp on my quality.
Come on,
and
now.
that's in television, film, music, whatever. It's gonna sound right, and it's gonna be right because I believe that there are certain things there are your signature. I did a project with Robert Townsend.
Oh, nice.
Who's like one of my idols. Like he's like one of my mentors from afar, even though we worked together, but he taught us while doing that project, like what's your fine-tuned signature on everything that you do? And so for me, it could, you know, for some people it's like, oh, the lyrical content. The production's probably gonna be trash. But the lyrical content.
But
like
the words are
gonna hit home. But for me, it's like sonically, does it sound good?
Okay.
What are people gonna walk away with? You singing the chorus?
Nice.
Great. Like I have things that I'm like, I want it to be that. I want it, and let's evolve from there.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know, and so, yeah. So I preparation, music, and all these different things. I believe they play a part together.
There we go.
You know,
I love it, and that's, you know, I love what you just said too. I feel like I've had that conversation with a friend before of that. You know, certain people have that all or nothing mentality about them, right? Either it's going to be perfect, 100%, how I want to do it, or I'm not coming out at all. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like
you can't do that when money's on the line, but I understand.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you can't do that when money's on the line, but still, like you got to be sensitive to that too.
Yeah. So you're saying, are you still trying to find that balance? Because I'm the guy of like, you know, my phrase now is put a date on it, right? So like me, every year, September 18th, like my movie is going, like it's going to come out. Like
It's
that's
gonna
what's going to
come
happen.
out.
If the ending, you know, if I didn't really finish mixing the music, if I didn't really finish, like whatever, but like that's the date that I've gotta, like I just gotta hit, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel like you're a guy of like, oh, if it's not all the way right, I'm not doing it, or do you know like, boom, I got a deadline, I gotta hit it no matter what?
Like that's so funny. That's another 50-50 response.
Okay.
I am trying to get to a place to where I am okay, like hitting the standard and releasing. Hitting it like this, you know, this is the standard. It wasn't every creative idea that I had, but with the time that I have, given my job, given all the other demands of life and what I need to do, like this is my best.
Nice.
Being okay with sharing your best. That is what is that's what's important.
Wow.
It's being okay, sharing your best, and realizing I've got room to grow because I don't have a big engine behind me, because I don't have all the funding in the world. I don't have, like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
no.
a big production company or
Yeah,
whatever.
like, church, we ain't got the deal yet.
Yeah.
But
It's
so
coming.
let's operate like we have good quality, worth the deal. Everybody, like, you listen to my stuff and you know, hopefully you're blessed. But I had somebody listen to it for the first time, and they were just like, man, you sing like you already signed. Well, thank you.
There we go.
That's the biggest compliment in the
That's-
world.
that's
Like,
the
you know,
goal.
like, now y'all can sign me.
Yeah.
But you know, y'all can sign me and everything. But you know, I wanted to be on radio and feel like it fits with everybody else. Church, you
Yeah.
wanted to be in the theater and be like, hey, I didn't know what I was gonna check out tonight, but I
Yeah.
see this movie, and yeah, babe, why don't we just see that one? And it's a Ben White production.
Yes, sir.
Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I don't know. I'm in that same space of, yes, I struggle with just releasing it, but then as a producer, as a director, you know that it's important to have deadlines. Goals should always have deadlines. And you know, if you don't, you'll just be a spinning wheel. Like you'll be a spinning wheel, nothing will get accomplished. If it does get accomplished, it's kind of haphazard, like, you know, like you don't want that. You don't want no like you want to be intentional about whatever it is that you release. And you know, I think my internal struggles are just what every human being deals with. Like, is it good enough? Is it like, are these songs hitting? Are they landing? Are they blessing people? Like, you know, because you have to have greater intention of what you do. But sometimes it's so important to have like other good creative sounding boards, people that'll listen to it and dream with you and affirm like, oh no, this is good. Drop that. You good. Like,
Exactly.
You know?
That's definitely important. One thing that you said is you should be comfortable with putting out what was your best.
Yeah.
Right? Do you feel like that's what you did and that's what you come up with when you press play on your latest EP? Do you feel like you did that?
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely, man. This EP is interesting because I was trying a new sound with my cousin. Like I said, I'm usually in the vein of worship. I'm usually in the I like big songs, even if it's not worship, because I really haven't recorded a bunch of worship music. I lead worship. So I was like, well, the majority of my following and people who know me in that, if I were to do a show or a concert or something, like, people are gonna come because like, oh, we're about to worship. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be that. But with this, Evan was really, really pushing the boundaries on like, no, bro, like, let's put some swag on it. Let's do this. Because of the totality of his understanding of my dream and where I want to go and how I want this music to live on and, you know, all of that. And so I now stand extremely proud of what we've created.
Love it, bro.
I listen to it just for fun. You know, it's like 10% of them streams is me because I'm like, you know, it's like 10, not 10, but maybe 2.
Yeah.
I'm definitely playing it just like, man, I'm just so proud of it. And like, where can I go from here? Where can I grow from here? I see me performing it and sharing it and and preparing to explain in the middle of the songs and like, you know, and the ministry and what it looks like. So, yeah.
I definitely love that. And that's the best feeling too, right? Like when you finish something and yeah, you can just be in your car just like listening to it and you actually enjoy it, man. Like, and you just keep replaying it. And I feel like it's the same way with me. Like
in a movie,
with the films, I can go back and I can just watch it. With the interviews that I do, like I can literally just go back and just play it and lay in my bed and watch my own interviews, you know what I'm saying? And yes, probably a good 50% of my views is coming from me. Like I'm watching my own stuff, and I'm definitely not ashamed of it because I'm proud of it.
Yeah,
and it's definitely something to enjoy.
I have a question for you. Are you proud enough to like share in the biggest way that you can dream possible? Like, do you struggle with that, or is that something that's like, yeah, like when the opportunity presents itself, yes, but like, I think the reason why I asked that question is because with this music, obviously I've done other EPs and I've grown in confidence with each EP, each body of work. Yeah. And this is the EP that's like, no, I'm pressing the boundaries on it. I want to be on radio. I believe this project deserves to be there. Yeah. It deserves to be, we got to find a faith-based film. We got to put it in that. Yeah. I just believe in it. And so I'm curious, is it the same for you? Like, have you consumed your own art, but been like, no, this deserves to be in this space too?
For sure, bro. That's an excellent question. I feel like that is definitely something that I used to struggle with, right? Like I used to just be like, oh, I've made the thing and like that's it. But now it's like, boom, like it's time to share that thing and put it out there to the world for everybody to see. But sometimes I do struggle with the hey, like, you know, I got a new movie out. Like, can you check it out? You know? It's easier when somebody else does it, like, hey, I got my voice thing is out, like, you know, cool. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, like boom, boom. But I felt that, I don't know if it's imposter syndrome or if it's just trying to play small or whatever like that. But I used to definitely struggle with that. But now I've definitely gotten a lot better with, boom, I'm sending that link to people. Hey, y'all check this out. I'm doing different marketing about it. Like I'm posting about it. I definitely still need to get better because, you know, people are always telling me like, oh, like you need to submit to film festivals and submit it to whatever like that. And I still haven't, I still haven't done that part yet. So sorry, but I'm gonna get on it.
Oh, no, man. It's only a matter of time.
So yeah, I'm definitely in that kind of in between of like, yes, I'm proud and I'm proud to like share it and put it out there. But like, yeah, there is sometimes that hindrance of me too. Cause like, I don't, sometimes it feels like I don't know. I guess we're working this out right now in the moment.
Let it out.
Yeah.
No.
Because there are those certain people who like are really good at hey, look at me, look what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've never just been good at that. So I think I need to start growing and getting better at that too.
I think that's a challenge for all creative entrepreneurs that are in the very beginnings of, their journey. Like I think even like for myself, like it's like, dang, like I think about, for me, like as a producer, my producer hat is, because I produced on this album too.
Nice.
Like I produced, executive produced, Evan was the core producer of the project. But there were a lot of times we were co-collaborating on things. And so when you look at all the effort, the time and the money that goes into building a product, you have to continue to be the heart and the engine behind whatever it is to get an ROI, return on the investment.
Thank you. I love it.
And so it's like, oh, no. Yeah, I put in so much time on this.
Wow.
We done did the show, church. We done did all these different things. And it is good. And it's going to bless somebody and encourage somebody. And these songs are going to resonate and believe in it, that it needs to hit every ear that it can hit. Not for money's sake, but with ministry and the big picture in mind.
Thank you.
And so like, I don't know, I would challenge you to adopt the same mindset.
Challenge me,
because
bro.
I think that is what's gonna continue to open up doors.
Yes, sir.
And get it out there. And like, yeah, you're right. It's tough because you don't want to be the hey, like, look at me, like, we're not raised in that way.
Right.
But then at the same time, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you think some of these companies are out here not, it's marketing 101. That's what I went to school for.
They send you text blast, email blast.
Listen, Tim Cook, if he met you right now, he'd be like, so like, where's your iPhone? He gonna be like, oh, sorry, you don't have an iPhone. That's the product that he's probably more than likely going to mention in your, in conversation, or like whoever, like whatever it is. It don't have to be Tim Cook. It could be anybody that believes in what they're doing and believe it's the best thing in the world.
Come on.
It's the best,
Well, you definitely ministering to me right now, and I feel like this is almost the purpose of this conversation, bro. And I love what you said too, and I definitely need to adopt that mindset of yes, like there's this thing that we did and we put so much effort and so much work into it, right? Like I spent so much time writing this film, right? And we spent time planning it out, where we gonna film. Boom,
Listen.
you spent money on it, right?
Listen,
you spent
church.
money on the place to do it. You got your actors, you rehearsed it, you did this thing.
Yes.
I was the editor of it. Like I edited this thing and like put this whole thing together.
This is your baby.
Like, how dare I then just let it sit and not get up and get in front of a camera and talk about it? You know what I'm saying? So
or take every opportunity that you can to do that. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. No.
Wow.
We can't do that. We gotta see it through. We gotta see it through. I did that with my short film, The Divine, that you had at your premiere at your birthday.
Now.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
but
sir.
It was that same mindset of like, dang, all these people came together, they were believing in this project, but I said, I at least want the creator of Touched by an Angel to see this.
Wow.
Just let them know, like, there's a completely separate generation, younger generation that knows this show, that loves this show. We were all blessed in different facets or, whatever. But I just want you to know that your work is not in vain. Like, if it gets picked up, great. It's a proof of concept, great.
Right.
But I want you to see it. I want you to hear it. Like, if I I think that that's the biggest blessing, to just give back, like to, you know, and that exchange. And that's exactly what happened. I wasn't stopping, man. I was cold calling. I was like, yo, how do you find John? John created, John Meshish created the show. And I was like, how can I get his contact information? I'm dialing numbers and like, hey, like there's some students from, you know, Biola and, you know, University of Memphis and all the things. And we just did this thing. We're having a premiere. We just want him there. We want to honor him, and, you know, and all that, you know, and yeah. So, and then you also want to, I don't know, for you, like as a producer, like you are raising funding. All the people that believe in you from a financial standpoint too. Like you want to be able to speak to that as well.
Come on.
You know, as an EP on projects and things like that. It's like, oh, I didn't raise this money, church. How we got to start giving updates.
We got to do something with it.
We got to do something with it, and it's the accountability piece behind the art.
Yeah. No, I love that, man. Thank you for that encouragement today. I definitely needed that, and probably somebody watching definitely needed that too, bro. Look, so you're not only passionate about music, but then I know you as an actor, and you act, and you're in films as well. Where did the love come for acting, and then eventually like for film too?
I think in middle school I did like my first plays, and thankful for those opportunities. It grew into doing plays in high school, and then grew into doing plays in college. And I didn't major in theater.
Yeah.
But I took a lot of my electives were in theater, graphic design, like, you know, all those different things. And so I just constantly leaned in. I love, first off, a kid with ADHD, a kid with like an amount of energy and like creative expression and all those different things. Like that was the way I felt. I'm gonna express myself.
Come on.
And I lose myself in this character, learn this choreography, like all those cool things like that. That was me. That is me now, even today. And so when I realized, oh, I can do this professionally. I can do this professionally, travel the world, make some money, you know, like all the different things. It's like, oh yeah, snap, like it's a wrap. Say less, fam. I'm in. And that's when I began right after college to seek like professional shows, whether it be community theater, kind of learn the game too, and audition for national, like, you know, like just different shows. And I knew that just given the lifestyle and, you know, like moving to LA and trying to support myself, I was like, okay, maybe I might want to finish on focus on something that's a little bit more location bound, TV and film. And even though I studied television and film production in college, I was still going the theater route, which is amazing for actors because you really do get a chance to be grounded in characters and you're performing for a big audience. And that was my personality and you know, all that. But in theater, I learned, okay, I'm definitely acting for this lens only. And we're probably going to do this multiple times and, you know, all of that. And so my love for the television and film medium coming to LA and studying here and just really just trying to still bring life to words on the page, just learn that medium. I think it's more technicality, but I love theater. Yeah. I love theater. And TV and film is great too. And, you know, you make a lot of money with that, you know, like, you know, but I enjoy acting and I enjoy great actors and taking notes, and especially on the producer side of things, bro, like you're looking and you're like, dang, like the cinematography, you look at things so different once you get engulfed in a bit, like, man, like the way that it's shot, the coloring, the depth of the talent, the director, and like, you know, you're just looking at things in so many different layered aspects. I'm no longer a person that just lets the credits roll. Now I'm like, you know, like, I'm no longer the general consumer. It took me from being the general consumer in theater to now like, oh man, like that mark and the lights and the production.
Exactly, come on now.
Yeah, so I just look at things differently, and I've evolved overall as an entertainer because of theater. This is really, really one of my greatest takeaways when it comes to theater and acting is always, if you can, see the value in operating at your best self on someone else's dollar. Like there's such great gift and great pleasure to realize that if it's not your money or anything that you have on the line and somebody else has brought you in, whether it's a free project you're doing for free or something that you're getting paid for, what a blessing it is to be able to operate at your highest self in the middle of this massive production. Like, that's such a great gift. I did that. So my first play, after being a part of a paid production, I came here, moved here, had no major network or like anything. Like, and I did The Wiz out in Simi Valley. I was a 10-man. I know, crazy production, and I was struggling back and forth. Was like, I ain't getting paid. This is free, and da 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 da. And I was working with the coach at the time, and they was just like, no, you get a chance to be a part of a production. It's not it on their dollar, and you just get to show up and be in that space with all of that behind you. That's a gift.
It's an opportunity.
That's an opportunity. And so you always want to, that's exactly my thought. There's like, you want to be sensitive to your opportunities and how to execute in that space, even though it may be something that you might be uncomfortable with or something that you might not, you might not have had any kind of, you might not have entertained in the past.
Right. Yeah. No, that's a fact. Yeah. And that's definitely something I try to remember too. It's like any moment to be on stage and to operate in your gift. No matter how big or small that budget may be, like it's an opportunity and you can't take it lightly.
You can't take it lightly.
Now, yes, there are some things that we need to say no to. There are some things
I just can't. I don't have the capacity right now.
There's some things that's gonna burn us out and some things that's just not worth the time.
Right.
But a lot of things though, like it's good to switch that mindset to that it is a great opportunity.
Right.
You have this great love of music and this great love of film and acting. But talking to you, you're saying that you're now passionate about creatively merging the two. Talk about what that means to you.
Yeah, I think that there's a huge opportunity for me to creatively merge music and film together, especially through, my own art or others. Eventually one day I do want to direct. I don't believe that season is now because I enjoy producing and but I love, talent, and I love finding talent for productions and being like, oh my God, like, you're the perfect person for this. And that could be, it's lighting. It doesn't have to be just people on camera. It's just, I love pulling teams together.
Yeah, same.
And so it's like the Avengers, the All-Stars, like, okay, like moving things around and getting people involved and helping us shine. And so like, I think my next goal with music and film is like, we're gonna do these visuals for my project and I'm gonna do it in a cinematic way to tell stories. Oh, wow. And so I can't wait. I'll probably be working with, a few cinematographers, maybe yourself, like whoever's available. But we're gonna tell these stories, and cinematically, we've gotten away from visuals. We're getting away from music videos, and dang, what takes the art to the next level. Yeah. And I want to get back into that. I obviously you have to make sure that it's cost effective and we haven't gotten away from it because of some evolving, something in the industry like AI and all the other things. Right. But I think that there is a space for, cinematically, amping up the story to whatever it is you create musically. I think it's only gonna breathe more life. I think it's only gonna breathe, it's only gonna touch more people. If someone doesn't catch on lyrically, if you paint the picture of hardship and
they'll see it visually.
They'll see it visually and it'll hit home even more. And I wanna contribute in that way.
There we go. That sounds beautiful, bro. So it sounds like we got some new Jay Blake music videos coming up pretty soon.
You do.
Huh? Okay.
You do. Yeah. That's definitely in the works. And
nice.
I can't wait. And I wanna go all in from the acting piece to the musical piece to the, do things that I think also in the gospel music industry, because I'm in the gospel music industry and Christian music industry, things that have not really been tapped on, and help me stand out in my generation too, right? So my goal is not to only just work with other artists, but even like myself, what's the new bar in this industry?
Right.
Because back in the day, it was live recordings. Remember, it was everybody, like John P. Key, everybody had these massive recordings and all of that. But now, if you notice, the Jonathan McReynolds and all the different people, we're trying to tell things from a cinematically, cinematic perspective of, and that's just how we're consuming things. But before it was like, no, your mama had this DVD, they had this DVD, you know, like,
Right.
yeah, like, and that's what we grew up on. So,
Come on now, beautiful stuff, bro. Well, look, and talking about that EP, one of those songs that you have on there, which is one of my favorites, is Wildest Dreams. And I would love to know for you, Jay Blake, what is your wildest dreams?
Oh my God, that's such a big question. No. My wildest dream, man, is, I want to, the song talks about God just like blowing our minds, and so like when I think of like my own personal wildest dream is, I want my gift to be shared amongst the masses. Like, you know, I want global reach, but I also want, if there is any measure of peace that can come with that to be there too. But also, like I said, I just want to enrich people's lives, and I want to find the most creative ways that I can do that through the medium of art and music. And I want it everywhere because I deserve, I feel like God deserves that. You know, in this day and time where we want to be ready as Christians and we want as many people introduced to the gospel as possible.
Yeah.
I want to be an instrumental vessel in introducing people to the gospel. I believe that my wildest dreams is traveling the world, sharing the gospel, and doing it everywhere. Like Denzel Washington talks about how, you know, he was told that he would, like his gift would be displayed everywhere.
Oh yeah, to reach the nations.
Yeah, it would reach the nations. And so I have a similar dream of like, I want the music and the projects that I'm a part of to have global reach. And that's because someone thought of someone, you know, to get that and to receive that kind of gift. And I just want to constantly be innovative. I want to be a part of innovative projects. I want God to open up the door on that.
Yeah.
Night Song was very innovative. No one had ever done that before, especially in LA. The line was wrapped around the building, as you remember. And I want to sit at the innovation at the corner. I want to sit at the corner of innovation and art and like distribution. That's like I want to be in that intersection. I want to get it out to people, find cool ways to market things, find cool ways to create, do it in spaces that of course are ethically that aligns. But then also I want to do things and push the boundaries of, you know, my industry and where I am.
Yes, sir. That's beautiful, bro. And I definitely see you doing all that. And I love what you said. So you said that you feel like God deserves that. God deserves that big stage, right?
Yeah.
Because we do serve a very big God, right? Like who does big things, and he's the God of the universe who created all of these big, beautiful things. So like, and he's created us too.
Yeah.
So like, who are we to like play small and to downplay these things that we're doing, right?
Right.
But we should, you know, play big.
Put me in, coach.
Put me in, coach. That's the that's the
put
phrase,
me in,
right?
coach.
Come on now.
Yes, sir.
You gotta say put me in, coach, so you can put on display
Yes.
these big things that God has given us. Well, look, bro, the title of this show is Hitting Your Mark.
Amen.
Right? And yeah, everybody has different journeys, right?
Yeah.
Different goals and different dreams that we have for ourselves. But I would love to know for you, Jay Blake, what does hitting your mark look like?
Hitting my mark being, right now, it looks like being in position to share the gospel, share the word of the Lord says that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the power of our testimony. And I believe that we have to get back to a place of sharing our testimony, making sure that people know that the power of God is real. He could change you. He could change, you know, like he can, you know, turn it over, like turn whatever it is. And that could be healing, signs and wonders to just daily habits, and just like he can evolve you. He can evolve your talent. He can, but if you're not giving him the credit for that, and if you're not being found putting that on display, no one will ever know. Ooh. And so I think for me, hitting the mark is doing that on the best scale, on the grandest scale that I can do it on, the most humble and meekless way that I can do it,
Yeah.
but I want to seize the opportunity to do it on whatever scale God calls me to do it on. But with the end goal in mind of like, you get the glory and somebody's gonna know about the power of God, like in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Come on now. We got to put it on display.
Yeah,
Or the
put it
world
on.
will never know.
Yeah.
I like that. Come
Yeah,
on now.
man.
And you're definitely going to keep doing it. Definitely proud of everything you're doing. I'm excited to see what's to come for you,
Hey
bro.
man, I'm proud of you, and we're gonna work. Like this is gonna happen.
It's gonna happen,
I've been
bro.
trying to get into Ben White film for what, a year and a half, 2 years
come on
now.
now. Don't-
Church.
you know that's easy.
So it's
You know-
it's gonna happen. But
You know it's
I'm
easy.
excited. This is gonna be good, man, and I'm just thankful again. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, bro. Come on, I love it. It's been a dope conversation.
Yes,
but,
sir.
But before we get up out of here, man, tell the people how they can connect with you and support everything that you got going on.
Yes, I am on Instagram at J_Blake White. On TikTok, official J Blake. YouTube, official J Blake TV.
Yeah.
I'm out there. And of course, www.jblake.com. And the EP is out. Testimony and Purpose. Go tell somebody.
Come on now, on all streaming platforms,
On
yeah?
all streaming platforms, church.
Yes, on all of them. So,
We out
whi-
here, church.
whichever one you own, Apple Music, Spotify.
Yeah, it don't
you
matter.
know,
It
yeah,
don't matter. Just
Amazon
get
Music,
it.
it's on all of them. I got the opportunity to listen to it. It's super dope. Super proud of the stuff that you're doing, bro. Well, yes, again, this has been a dope conversation. I'm inspired by it, and I pray that our viewers were inspired too.
Yes.
And if you were, feel free to like this video. And also comment something down below, something that you got from it, some gems that, Jay Blake was dropping. Put it into the comment section. We would
my
love
gosh.
to see it.
Yes,
and
sir.
then feel free to subscribe to the channel so you can stay connected with us and see future episodes that we have coming up. Thanks so much once again to Jay Blake for being on the platform with me. We'll catch you on the next one.
See you next time.